Happy Sunday. Welcome back to another Sunday Night Swatching. Tonight we are featuring all the polishes that I got from Jen & Barry's at the Polish and Beauty Expo this year. Little disclaimer, is going to be a long night again. I always go kind of nuts at Jen's table because I love her. I love her polishes. So I do have quite a bit to show off. Sorry, not sorry. But they're all gorgeous. So I am going to try to get through quickly so we're not here all night. So I will go ahead and jump right into it. So I'm going to start with, obviously, like I usually do, it's going to be the swag bag polish. So here it is. This was in the swag bags this year. This is Over the Ledge. And it is beautiful. I can't wait to see this swatched. So we'll go ahead and get right into it here. I'm so very excited to finally get to play with these. Jen & Barry's is one of my all-time favorite makers, both for her polish and just her. I love her. She is so sweet. She is my people. Laura is here. Hey, Laura. Happy Sunday. All right, here is one coat of the swag bag polish Over the Ledge. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I know I said 7 o'clock. I was close. All right, there is one coat. I'm going to try to go quickly tonight because I do have a lot. And I don't want to, end up with a 2-hour live if I can help it. All right, next up is her Doorbuster. This is Here for the After Party, which is always a great time. I feel like Polish and Beauty Expo has already been like forever ago. I know it's only been like a month, but it feels like it was so long ago already, and I miss everybody. I know I'm being whiny. Sorry. Ugh, stupid. I miss being on Instagram for my lives. All right, here is one coat of Here for the After Party. I don't know if there's some setting on my phone that YouTube doesn't like my camera, or the camera doesn't like playing well with YouTube. I don't know what it is. It's very like choppy, and I don't like it. All right, that's one coat of Here for the After Party. Laura says you're so late. I can only be here for about an hour. Okay, that's fine. I will get through what I can get through. I mean, I'm going to get through everything, but, stick around as long as you can. All right, next up. So this was a duo that she did with Bluebird Lacquer. So this is her half, Strings and Cans. This is so beautiful. You guys will have to check her website for any overpours. I know she had a pre-order going on for these. I'm not sure if it ended or not yet, or if she's got any overpour of at least her half of it. But I think she was doing an overpour, a pre-order, so that she could get Bluebird's half too. It was sold as a duo, so I do have Bluebird's, but obviously this live isn't about Bluebird tonight. It's Jen & Barry's, so... Laura says, oh, that's stunning. It really is. I love the shimmer. It's gorgeous. Look at that. All right, that's one coat of Strings and Cans. Next up, I have her half. Jen & Barry's half of the Zombie Berries duo. She always does, every year she does a duo with Zombie Claws. This is her half. This is Scratch Her Eyes Out. also was sold as a duo, which I have the other half as well. But again, this live is about Jen and Barry's. So we'll get to Zombie Claw when we get to Zombie Claw. Oh, this would be a fun topper. All those different colored shimmers in here. Okay, I really need to figure out how I can get to 1,000 followers on Instagram so that I can go back to Instagram lives. All right, here is one coat of Scratch Her Eyes Out. Again, you'll just have to check and see on her website, jandberries.com, if there are any overpours of those. All right, moving right along. I did pick up her Wayne's World duo, which is stunning. Here is the first half of it. This is Party Time. So we'll go ahead and get in our first coat here. These flakies are stunning. I'm pretty sure she's got overpours of these on the website. So you'll have to check and see if they're still available. Definitely worth it, because these are beautiful. Here is one coat. All those gorgeous flakies. All right, that was Party Time. Next up for the Wayne's World duo here, this is It Will Be Mine. So again, it's packed full of all those gorgeous flakes. So how was everybody's weekend? Anybody do anything fun? We had band camp number 3 for my monsters. They're coming along really good. I'm excited to see this show all together. They did a full playthrough on the first 2 songs with marching and playing. Sounded so good. I'm really impressed with them this year. All right, there is one coat. So pretty. All right. So next up, I only got one of these, but she had a Shitty Vacation Trio. I only got this one. I did not get the other 2. This is It's the Water. It's Freezing Cold. I had to get this one. It is a beautiful turquoise. And you see all those gorgeous hollow flakies and shimmer. I couldn't not get this one. Go ahead with our first coat. And y'all are going to get a really good laugh at me a little bit later in this live. I duped myself. I honestly think this is the first time I've unknowingly duped myself. All right, here is one coat of It's the Water. It's Freezing Cold. And I'm pretty sure this is on her website. So I think the fact that this is the first time I've really unknowingly duped myself in the few years that I've been doing, buying polishes, I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing all right. The problem is I think I actually duped myself 3 times at her table. One of which I duped myself with a polish that I bought at the same time. So yeah, there's that. All right, next up, this is a cream custom that she made, Cloud Control. Laura says, housework and painting all weekend. Fun. Tonight we're taking cheesy potatoes to K-pop Demon Hunters sing along in the theater. Oh boy. I can't believe you only got one. We'll circle back to that comment about that one. We'll circle back to that one. Yes, I did only get one of those. And I did only get one of the trio. Are you saying you're proud of me for only getting one of the trio? Or just one of those polishes in general? Because honestly, that color is so pretty. I probably should have got a backup. But it's okay. Again, we'll circle back to that. All right, here's one coat of Cloud Control. And y'all, that's one coat on a clear swatch stick. You can see how absolutely, if my camera would focus, you could see how absolutely opaque that is in one coat. It clearly doesn't need it, but we will still do a second coat because I always do 2 coats on my swatch sticks. But that is Cloud Control. I'm assuming she probably still has that on her website. I'm going to assume, but I'm not positive. Laura says, yes, you didn't get the whole collection. I know, aren't you proud of me? I showed good restraint, except for the fact that I duped myself at her table. Unknowingly, but more than once. As I was going through the polishes that I got, I'm like, wait a minute. It is what it is. All right, next up, this was her July Trek of the Month, which I'm pretty sure she still has this up. I know it's end of August. Usually they're only around through the end of July, but she might still have some of these left on the website. This is I Knew You Were Gonna Be Trouble. Look at it. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. I'm so happy that it happened to be July and she brought it with. I'm like, yep, that's mine. Yoink. I really don't like how my video bounces around in and out of focus. And I'm assuming it's a YouTube thing because I don't think my camera used to do this on Instagram. So I really have to figure out a way to get like 700 subscriber or followers on Instagram so I can go back to do my lives there again. All right, here is one coat of I Knew You Were Gonna Be Trouble. So beautiful. I love that one. All right. Next up, I did get her trio of the, her Oops, I Did It Again trio. I'm not quite sure, like, what she was going for with this, if this was, like, she was trying to do something else, or I don't know. But they're super pretty, and I'm happy I got them. So there are 3 of them here. This one is Just a Bit Outside. And there she goes with her hollow and blue shimmer. I might have to play around with some kind of settings. Figure out why my camera bounces like that. I'm sorry. I know that's got to be really annoying for you guys because it's annoying me. Laura says she got me with this trio. They're so pretty, aren't they? Here is one coat of Just a Bit Outside. I know when I saw her post the spoilers of them, I'm like, I can probably live without those. And then I got to her table and I'm like, yeah, nope. They're coming home with me too. All right, there was one coat. All right, next up in the Oops, I Did It Again trio, here is Nearly Nailed It. Got some of that hollow dust in there. All right, let's do our first coat. This one is pretty. I mean, they're all pretty. I can't lie. Obviously, they're all pretty, or I wouldn't have bought them. All right, here it is. One coat. Nearly nailed it. It's a very pretty shade of purple. All right, moving along. Last up in the Oops, I Did It Again trio. This is Almost Doesn't Count. Go ahead with our first coat here. Oh, the shimmer in this is stunning. Laura says this one is my fave. I can see why. It's beautiful. There it is, one coat. All right, moving along again. Sorry, I know I'm going kind of quick. I'm just trying to get through everything. Like I said, I got a lot from her table. We're not even halfway through yet. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying. All right, coming up next is her Neon Nights 3 collection that I picked up there. I have 1 and 2, so of course I had to get Neon Nights 3. And these are definitely on her website. So if you are a neon lover, definitely go check him out. jandberries.com. You are looking for Neon Nights. There's part 1, 2, and then here is part 3. This is Bumper Scars. And a little fun fact about Jen's neons is she like hand mixes them. I guess there's a lot of like I think she uses powders, like neon powders, and then like hand mixes them. I guess there's a couple different ways to do neons, like using a liquid colorant, or I'm assuming must be a powder. She does the powders because I guess it's a bit more fade resistant. So, little fun fact for you. Here is one coat of Scars. And I really like, they're just not my favorite. I love her neons. I love Jen and Barry's neons. All right, next up, this is Swing Fling. But all of her Neon Nights collections are really good. And yes, you do need them all. You can't have just like one. So save up your coins, go buy all 3. Neon Nights 1, 2, and 3. Here it is, one coat. So pretty. All right, coming up next here is A View to a Thrill. Laura said, but you can though. Don't let her peer pressure you. Don't listen to Laura. You can't leave any neon nights behind. They all have to go together as a family. You will feel incomplete if you leave any behind. I'm just kidding. Of course, you could always pick and choose a couple, but if you have the option, I highly recommend getting all 3 parts. Here is one coat of A View to a Thrill. All right, moving along. Laura says, I have one, as in one polish from the 3 of these collections. Laura, I don't know how we're friends sometimes. Totally just kidding, by the way. I love you. All right, next up here is Lemon Nice. God, how could you pick just one out of all 3 of these? And it's the bluish one that dupes multiple other things that I bought this year. Whoops. Well, it's a pretty shade. Okay, so I'll give you at least you got a good blue one. I'll give you that. This one, you guys. Do y'all see the shimmer in this? I don't even like yellow. I seriously don't even like yellow. But I love that. Like, I don't like yellow. I don't like neons. And here we are. And tell me this is not stunning. Just look at that shimmer in there. And that's one coat on a clear swatch stick. That is Lemon Nice. All right, next up for Neon Nights 3. This is Let's Bounce. We signed the monsters up for their Saturday morning bowling leagues again for the fall and winter. That'll be starting up in a couple of weeks. So they got to bowl a little bit today. Camera, please stop bouncing around. You don't need to. Let the polish bounce. Next up is Heart Collection. This is on Target. We'll go ahead and get in on here with our first coat. Oh, this one is so good. Here it is, one coat. Again, on a clear swatch stick. And you can see how opaque that is, just in one coat. This is on Target. All right, moving along again. So I did get her collection. It was a new collection she brought and unveiled at PBE. So this is her Polish Problems collection. So there are 5 polishes. This also is available on her website. So you can go pick these up if you so choose. All right, this one is Low Cap. I love the shimmer and the flaky combination that she's got in this one. So pretty. Hi, that lizard girl. What is my favorite color? In general, my favorite color is blue. My favorite color of the polishes that I am showing off right now, that's a hard one. I'm not sure if I really can pick a favorite, honestly. Mostly because I'm just really bad at making decisions like that. Just being completely honest. All right, that was one coat of low cap. All right, we've got a couple magnetics coming up here. So I want to pull my magnets out here quick. And where's my big chunky guy I got from her? This is also from the Polish Problems collection. This is cart jacked, and it is a magnetic. You can see right on there it tells us. Let me see if I can get the pull in the bottle here. Sometimes it's hard just because of the way the polish lays in the bottle. There we go. So you can see that pull right there. Do I have a salon or do anyone else? No. I definitely do not have a salon. I just have a very bad nail polish addiction. I love to buy all the pretties. I don't really do other people's nails, like especially not professionally. Um, I have done people's nails, but I'm a very messy painter, even on myself. So I don't really like, I will never do gel on anyone else because I know that can cause major issues if you get it on skin or anything. As far as regular polish, I would, like if some of my friends asked me, I would paint and stamp their nails for whatever they wanted. Um, Art Jacked will go ahead and get it, do the thing. And we'll take a look at it again in just a little while when we come around for our second coats. All right, so here it is unmagnetized. Show you real quick, which you are more than welcome to wear it this way too. It's absolutely stunning unmagnetized. But I am going to go ahead and get the cat eye on it. Can we see your nails? I was getting to my nails. I'm not sure if it's my and yours. You know what, Laura? I don't know. I feel Lizard Girl, I will get right back to what's on my nails. I have a couple more polishes, and then I'm going to get to the one that I'm actually wearing. And there's a little bit of a story behind it. So I'll get to that momentarily. All right, next up in the Polish Problems collection, this is I clearly have type, and this is definitely my type. I love the blues, I love shimmer. All right, this is another magnetic. Let me grab my bar magnet here. Let's see if we can get the pull in the bottle to show a little bit. It's just doing the bottle because the polish shifts, so it doesn't stay very long, but you can kind of see it going there, that really pretty blue line. You can see it moving here. There you go. All right, we'll go ahead and get one swatch on our stick, and then I will set it on my other magnet here, let it do its thing, and we will come back to it yet again. So here is our first coat. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is beautiful. All right, here it is, one coat unmagnetized, which again, you're more than welcome to wear it this way. I'm sure it would look absolutely stunning, velvetized, but I am going to do just a good old classic cat eye. Off. We'll come back to it. All right, next up in Polish Problems. This is so good. This is so good. This is Driving Hazard, which I can very much imagine seeing the sunlight catch this on your nails while you're trying to drive. Well, oh my God, this camera. I am so sorry, guys. I don't know what to do, like how to fix that. I'm not familiar enough with YouTube yet. I really need to start watching some videos on how to YouTube properly, because I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. All right, here is one coat of Driving Hazard. Look at the beautiful shimmer in that. So good. I love that one. Okay, last up in the Polish Problems collection. This brings us to what I'm actually wearing on my nails. So this is what I'm wearing. The name of it is I Duped Myself. Because I definitely duped myself at her table this year with my Jen and Berries. Not once, not twice, but I'm pretty sure I duped myself 3 times this year with her. One of which I bought polish that I duped at the same time. So now in my defense, what I duped with prototypes. Okay, so we'll get to those in a sec. You'll see they're not named. Some of them are completely unlabeled. Like all you see is the color in the bottle. So, you know, the craziness that is shopping at Polish and Beauty Expo, sometimes I freak out a little bit because I'm trying to not hold up the line. So like if something catches my eye, especially like the protos, I just grab it. Like no questions asked. If I like the color, I grab it. It's done deal. It's mine. So that's what I did with her prototypes. Come to find out, I grabbed, I basically grabbed the prototype version of 3 other polishes that I have from her. So that is why I duped myself for my mani for tonight. And then it reminded me of like a gemstone. So I just did a quick little gemstone stamp. But this one, it's not really picking up all the colors that it shifts to. You can kind of see, like, at extreme angles, it shifts gold green, as well as the purple red or pink. So I know my camera is really only picking up, like, the red, pink, but, like, out in the wild, as I was walking around today, like, and you can see in the bottle, the gold and the green on the extreme angles. Like that. You do tend to pick that up like out in the wild. Just a heads up. All right, so let's go ahead and get our first coat on here. This is I Duped Myself, which I definitely did this year. But it's my first time ever duping myself, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit of grace on this one. I mean, I clearly like the polishes that I like, which is why I ended up duping myself 3 times. All right, here it is, one coat. Again, my camera is really just picking up like the pink red, but you can see on the sides, the gold is coming through a little bit. And then you see that gorgeous blue base. You see it more on this because it is a clear swatch stick. Clearly on the nails, you cannot tell that it's a blue base. That shimmer just takes right over. This is just 2 coats on my nails. So here it is, one coat on the swatch stick. All right, and that was the end of the Polish Problems collection. So now we're going to go ahead and get into, I did pick up a few mystery collab polishes. So I could have gotten pretty much anything that she's ever put in, like PPU or HHC or Little Box of Horrors or Smidgen of Us. It was just whatever random overpours she happened to bring. They were all wrapped in tissue paper and numbered. So I did not know what I was getting when I got them, but I am very happy with what I ended up getting. I didn't dupe myself on the mysteries, which is actually kind of shocking because I didn't know what I was buying. But here we go. So these bottles, just a little disclaimer, look a little different. She ran out of her normal bottles. So like here's her normal bottle. She actually ran out of bottles just before PBE. So she borrowed some bottles from Zombie Claw. So it's a Jen and Berry's cap and brush, but a Zombie Claw bottle, which I don't really care. Obviously the polish inside is still beautiful and it's still Jen and Berry's, and bottle shape does not really matter that much. I mean, yes, it'll probably throw me off once I get it on my shelf and I'll go, oh, that's the wrong bottle. It's not. But I'll live. I'll live. All right, so this was May of 2025's polish pickup. This is Booty Call. So, of course, these collab polishes, you'd really have to either try to order if she's got any available. You can only order them like as mystery overpours, which is how she sold them at Polish and Beauty Expo, or you can search for them in D-stashes. If you are not familiar with the collab box process. So here it is, one coat of Booty Call. Absolutely stunning. Love it. All right. Next up here, y'all are starting to see now I have a type. It's usually blue. All right, this is from January's Polished Gamers box. This is Ever So Mildly Radioactive. Laura says, I love this one. Which one? The Booty Call? And this one? I know, I am so happy with the mysteries that I got. I don't know if I could have picked better if I would have picked them out myself. I definitely got lucky. All right, here it is, one coat. Ever So Mildly Radioactive. I believe this was a Fallout theme that month. Oh, that one is gorgeous. I'm running out of space, but we're almost there, guys. We're like legit, we're getting there. We're over halfway. Definitely over halfway. We're moving right along. All right, next up, I have one more collab. Well, two more. I have this one and then one more. So this was April 2025's Little Box of Horrors. Not Okay to Touch. This one is beautiful. I think green is my second favorite color. It's blue and then green. But I do like any kind of combination of blue, really. I mean, purple is not like... I could pass on a purple, but I have a lot of purple. Purple is a very popular nail polish color. A lot of people make purple. Laura says, also gorgeous. You did so good. I know. I got so lucky. Right, here it is, one coat. Not Okay to Touch. So pretty. All right, last up of my mystery collabs. This was April's polish pickup, Carved in Milestones. And this one just looks so unique. I'm excited to see what it looks like swatched. So let's go ahead and we'll get our first coat on and see what it looks like on a swatch stick. It's definitely a different color. I don't think I have anything else like this in my, to put it nicely, collection. I was going to use the word hoard, but hoard has a negative connotation to it. So we're going to go with collection. Oh, that is so interesting, but that is so pretty. Oh, okay, I'm going to have to leave this out and play around with it and see what kind of manis I can come up with for it. I'm feeling like one of those, like the agate style manis where, you know, it's got like the little slices through it. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but in my head, it's making sense. All right. Now we are getting into, this is the last coming up here. So these are the prototypes that I got. So every year at PBE, she brings a whole ton of her prototype polishes. Some end up being something, you know, whether it be a collab or part of a collection or whatever. And some of them I think just aren't fitting quite what she wants. So she has all these bottles. There's some full-size bottles. I have some of her mini bottles. But she always brings them, and a lot of them are like make an offer. So, you know, I usually will grab, I have 10 this year. That's about what I grab every year because I try not to be like super greedy because honestly, I would grab them all. But I grabbed 10 this year. So, and then I just make her an offer for all 10 of them. And, you know, it works out for both of us. So we will go ahead and get into those now. Unfortunately, like, because these are protos, most of them are not necessarily available. The 3 that I duped myself on, I think actually might still be available. You would have to check. At least one or two of them, I believe, should be. One of them definitely isn't. But all right, let's go ahead and we'll get into it. So when I get her prototypes and they don't come P for proto, and then I subsequent numbers. So I've already gotten prototype 1 through 17. So now this year we're starting on P18. So here is the first prototype that I got from her. And it's funny because I'll wear one of the prototypes and I'll like send her a picture and I'm like, why is this not in a collection somewhere? Like, what was wrong with it? Because they're usually, I mean, they're gorgeous. Like, what were you looking for that this did not fit the bill, ma'am? Because I don't know what more you could expect from some of these. So here is P18 in one coat. And I just don't have enough creativity, like, to name all these something. So that's why I just do P in the numbers. It's easy for me. I don't want to have to try to come up with cutesy little names for all of these. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is beautiful. Like, where did this not fit in anywhere? Not that I'm complaining because I have it and it's beautiful and I will wear it. All right. Next up, we have P19. Gorgeous green. Again, I don't know. This doesn't mean anything to me. I wonder if that means it's magnetic, though. That looked like an MAG to me. Oh, y'all, I didn't even realize that. Look at, we have a magnetic, and I didn't even notice it. Oh my God, that just made it like 20 times better. I did not even notice that this was a magnet or magnetic when I grabbed it. Woo, okay. Now I really want to get this swatched and see what it looks like. All right, I just have to move one of these other ones off of a magnet for a while. All right, let's go ahead and get it swatched. See, one of the other joys of protos. Like, I had no clue that that was a magnetic. I didn't even look at the bottom of it until just now. So we're finding out all these little secrets together. I love shopping her protos, though, for this exact reason. You never know what you're going to find, and they're always gorgeous. They're always gorgeous. All right, here it is, one coat unmagnetized, which is what I thought I was getting. I mean, that in and of itself is stunning right there. But let me go ahead and get that on my magnet, and we'll cat eye it. We'll let that do its thing. Moving along to P20. And this is the first, the first proto that I duped myself with. So on the bottom, obviously, initials and a number. Doesn't mean anything to me. But you might recognize it. Yep. Yep. I'm pretty sure I duped myself. So this one it's the water. It's freezing cold, which is available on her website. And I bought this at the same time as I bought this proto. So, I mean, we'll get them on the swatch stick. I'll compare them then too. But y'all see what I see. It's, if not completely exact, it's pretty gosh darn close. So this was dupe number 1 of my Polish and Beauty Expo Jen & Barry saga. I mean, it's still a gorgeous color. I can't complain that I have more than one bottle of it. All right, so here is P20 in one coat. And then just for you-know-whats and giggles. All right, so here is the water, freezing cold. And then there's, okay, so maybe it is a little different. Let me put them right next to each other. I may have just gone a little heavier on this one. I think it's still a little too early to judge entirely. Okay, I'm still going to reserve judgment, but it's definitely very close. Definitely very close. All right. Next up, we have P21. I'm not sure what the butt label means, but that's okay. We don't need to know because it's still a gorgeous polish. Definitely worthy of a loving home. I swear I would buy her out of her protos every single year if I could. Here it is, one coat. This is what I'm affectionately calling P21. I love the flakies in here. And those black ones are fun too, the little black flakies. All right, we're getting there, y'all. We're almost to the end. And then I'm going to try to zip through on our second coats. Okay, I'm going to try to go real fast. Here is dupe number 2 that I am affectionately calling P22. I mean, it's absolutely stunningly beautiful. So you can see why I grabbed it. But pretty sure I already had it. So here's my proto. This was May 2025's Shima's collection, or custom, Lucid Dreams. So we'll get it on the swatch stick. We'll compare it 2 coats with this one because I have 2 coats on the second one. So we'll see if I really did end up duping myself on this one too. But for now, here is one coat of P22. Jessica is here. Hey, Jess, happy Sunday. Oh, that's okay. It's going to be a long one. We're finishing up first coats, so you still have a whole second coat of everything to check out. What does your proto say on it? I'll show you in just a sec what I label my protos. Laura says, gotta run. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you, Laura. You too. Tell Kyle I said, hey, give Cheesy Potatoes hug for me, please. All right, there is one coat of P22, which is a proto. All right, next up, this is P23. So Jess, I am showing off the protos that I got from Jen and Berries this year. Some are unlabeled, some she does like letters and a number on, but I have no idea what these mean. So for sake of me, my cataloging and whatnot, I just name them all P and then numbers. So P is just short for proto, and then this is number 23. So, because I am not clever enough to name every single one individually. But I have to call them something so I can catalog them. So P and the numbers is where it's at. Oh, this one's so pretty. I think you and I both have PN7 that she wrote. Maybe it was Lucid Dreams. So mine says PN8. But I also do have Lucid Dreams. So once I get a second coat on that one, I am going to compare it because you missed the earlier part. I think I duped myself 3 different times with Jen and Berries this year. So yeah, we're going to do some comparison. We're going to do some comparing here. All right, here is P. Oh my God, look at the shimmer in there. Here is P23. That is one coat on a clear swatch stick. All right, I'm going to try not to spend too much time on the protos since obviously they're not available anymore. And I feel bad. I don't want to be like, oh, look at this one, and then y'all can't get it. So I'm going to try to move quickly through these. All right, now we've got some mini bottles. I just love this one. This blackened base with the red shimmer. So this is P24. Ooh, if I can get it open. We'll go ahead and get our first coat on here. I wonder if I'm going to need, if I would need 3 coats on the natural nail with this one. It's a little sheer, but that's okay, because then you can build up that shimmer. So there it is, one coat. Sorry, I know it's a little streaky looking. That is my application, not the polish itself. You know, I just kind of slapped it on there. So, all right, that was P24. We're almost done with our first coats, and then we will come through with second and call it a night. And here is my third dupe, my third and final dupe of the prototypes. So this one I am calling P25. It's again another mini bottle, but clearly I really liked it. So you can see it says BS3 on the bottom of this one. Okay. So it exactly matches another proto that I got from her. This I ordered on Black Friday. She was doing a proto sale, and this was one I got. And I know for a fact that I definitely duped myself on this one because even the butt labels are the same. But I didn't realize that when I picked this one up at PBE. And this actually was one of the protos and ended up being her Trek of the Month, These Are the Voyages. So yeah, definitely duped myself on that one, but that's okay. And I know I probably could just call it a day and not re-swatch this since I already have it over there. but it is already like labeled, and it just, at this point, it is what it is. So now I just have two. One is labeled P17, one is P25. It's the same polish. I am not too concerned about it. So here it is in one coat. All right, we've got two left here of my Protos. And then we'll get going on through on our second coats. All right, so here is P26. There is a little label, but I have no idea what it means. So, yep. Oh, this one is pretty. I love this darkened base with all that shimmer. I am so running out of room on my desk. You guys can see all my bottles and swatch sticks. All right, here is P26. Absolutely beautiful. I love that shimmer. Okay, last one, and then we'll come through second coats and show you guys stuff that's actually still available. Last one here is P27. So again, little notes on the bottom, but I have no idea what they mean. I feel like this is going to be a good topper. I feel like this one's going to be super sheer. And I did know that when I picked it up. But I just really loved the shimmers in here. Oh, that's a little more opaque than I was expecting it to be. I mean, you could still probably use something under this if you'd like, and then just do the one coat. But here it is, one coat on a clear swatch stick, if I can get my camera to focus on it. Oh, for the love of Pete. Gosh, I miss Instagram lives. Oh boy, okay. We're just going to make the best of it here. All right, that was one coat. Sorry, P27. All right, so that was first coats on everything. Thank you guys for hanging with me this far. I'm going to try to do like a speed run and get our second coats on everything. I will briefly tell you if I think it might still be available. You can go check it out on her website, jennandberries.com. So don't quote me if I tell you I think this may be available and it's not. I didn't look before I came on. All I know is I saw them hit the website at one point. They may not still be available. Just saying, there's a possibility you could still get it. So we'll go ahead and breeze through on our second coats here. Jess says, gotta hop out of here. Have a good night. You too, Jess. Thanks for popping in. All right, this was the Swag Bag Polish Over the Ledge. This one you might be able to find in a D-stash somewhere, but I know it was not on the website. Best bet for this would be to check the Polish and Beauty Expo group on Facebook and see if anybody is selling theirs. Here it is, two coats. Come on, focus camera. All right, and that was Over the Ledge. Okay, next up we have the Doorbuster. This may still be available on her website. Definitely check it out. This is here for the after party. I know she was having a big, like, no FOMO sale where she, I think, actually remade some of the stuff that she had brought to PBE just so that people that couldn't go to PBE didn't miss out. And then she had all her regularly priced, like, regular website stuff on sale. I think that ended the 31st of July, though. So I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But check her website. All right, here it is. Two coats here for the after party. You can see all that beautiful shimmer in there. Gorgeous. Oh, I'm knocking things over here. All right, next up, this is Jen & Barry's half of the duo with Bluebird Lacquer. Again, only sold as a duo. This is Strings and Cans. This is one you will have to check the website for. I don't know if she's still got the pre-order going or not. I did not check before I came on here tonight. But definitely go check out the website. Here it is, 2 coats. So pretty. Hello, camera focus, please. On something. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, next up is her half of the Zombie Berries duo with Zombie Claw. This is Scratch Her Eyes Out. This would make a fun topper. Here it is, 2 coats. So pretty. I love all the shimmers. A lot of fun. All right, now we are getting into her Wayne's World duo. These, I believe, were on the website. So first up, this is Party Time. We'll go ahead with our second coat on here. I'm sorry, I know I keep bumping my phone here. I have so many polishes out, I'm running out of room on my desk. I didn't do a very good job of pushing them out of my way here. All right, here's 2 coats of Party On. Absolutely gorgeous. I love these flakies. So beautiful. All right, next up in the Wayne's World duo, this is It Will Be Mine. We'll go ahead and get our second coat on here. So we've got similar flakies, obviously different colored base, but still equally as gorgeous. Here it is in 2 coats. Now I know it looks pretty sheer still. Obviously this is a clear swatch stick, but I think on the nail you're going to be fine in 2 coats. Those flaky packed polishes like that, they give you, I like to call it faux opacity, where it blurs the visible nail line enough that it looks like it hides it. So, all right. So this is one of the polishes from her Shitty Vacation trio. I did not get the other 2. I do believe all 3 are on her website. You can buy them separately or get all 3 of them. I only got this one. This is It's the Water, It's Freezing Cold. And I do believe this is one of the polishes that I duped with a prototype that I bought. So once we get back to the prototypes and I get the second coat on there, we will come back and compare swatch sticks, and we'll see if I did indeed dupe myself 3 different times. I mean, I know I did once for sure. All right, here it is, 2 coats. Look at how stunning that is. I love that. All right, next up, I'm knocking things over, sorry. We have her July Cream Custom. This is Cloud Control. And I'm just going to show y'all real quick. This is one coat. It really doesn't need a second. You can see how opaque that is in the one coat. And that's on a clear swatch stick. But all of my swatch sticks are 2 coats. So I am still going to throw a second one on there. You can see it definitely does not need it. But something in my soul just does not sit right if I do not do two coats on my swatch sticks. All right, here is 2 coats of Cloud Control. And look at how beautifully that self-levels. Nice and smooth. All right, next up, here is her July Trek of the Month. This is I Knew You Were Gonna Be Trouble. And I do believe this one might still be available as well. I know it's August, so if this one didn't sell out in July, you have a shot. Because typically she will keep them around. Obviously, they're available for the month that they are released in. But if there are any extras left over, she keeps it around on the website till it's sold out. So as long as this did not sell out in July, you should be able to get one. Here it is, 2 coats, absolutely beautiful. I Knew You Were Gonna Be Trouble. All right, then we're gonna come in with our second coats on her Oops, I Did It Again trio. First up is Just a Bit Outside. I do believe these are on the website as well, available for purchase. And just a little disclaimer, like I did pay for, like I bought all these. I know I like hype up her brand and because I love her brand and I love her. I am not paid in any way to give, show these off in the way that I do or to say anything nice about them. I have purchased all these polishes myself with my own money. Here is 2 coats. So just a little disclaimer, all of these opinions are my own. I am not persuaded or paid in any way, shape, or form to say these things. So just a little disclaimer there. I do not work for Jen & Barry's. I am not any part of her business whatsoever, other than a fan and an avid buyer. All right, next up, the Oops, I Did It Again trio. This is Nearly Nailed It. Get our second coat on here. This one is stunning as well. Here we go in 2 coats. I apologize that this is a very long live tonight, but I knew it was going to be, as I have a lot of polishes from her. But I appreciate everyone who's been popping on, hanging out for a little bit, anybody watching this on replay. I definitely appreciate it. All right, last up in the Oops, I Did It Again trio is Almost Doesn't Count. Go ahead and get our second coat on here. The shimmer in this one is so beautiful. All right, here it is in 2 coats. Just look at that. Stunning. All right, now we're moving along to the Neon Nights 3 collection. There is part 1 and part 2 available on her website. Obviously, now part 3 is there. So you can get the whole entire collection should you choose. This is Bumper Scars. Go ahead and get our second coat on here. Her neons are beautiful. And I am not a huge fan of neons, but I love hers. There's 2 coats of Bumper Scars. Okay. Next up, we have Swing Fling. It's gorgeous green. And I love the shimmer she uses in these. So pretty. Here it is in 2 coats. Gorgeous. Okay. Moving along. I know I'm being kind of quiet right now. I apologize. I'm just really trying to get through these for you guys. All right, next up is A View to a Thrill. And if I don't do too much chit-chatting, come on. If I don't do too much chit-chatting, then I can't digress and get distracted. And then we can just look at the pretty polishes. Which is what everyone's here for anyways, right? All right, here it is. 2 coats. A View to a Thrill. Moving right along, we've got 3 left in the Neon Nights collection. So we'll come in with our second coat of Lemon Nice. Which for a yellow is absolutely gorgeous. Yellow is not one of my favorite colors. But this one is so pretty with the shimmer she's got packed in here. There it is, 2 coats. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, next up, this is Let's Bounce. Get our second coat here. Here it is in 2 coats. This is Let's Bounce. All right, last up in the Neon Nights collection here. This is On Target. I think this one is my favorite of the collection. Not only because I love blues. Blue is definitely my favorite color, but this one is just gorgeous. Everything about it. The base color, the shimmer, like it's just stunning. Look at that. That's 2 coats. Absolutely beautiful. All right, we're getting there. Next up, we have the Polish Problems collection. So first up in that is Low Cap. So there was in one coat. Here is the second. Here we go, 2 coats of Low Cap. This collection also is available on her website. So if any of these catch your eye, make sure to go check them out. So here again, 2 coats, Low Cap. All right, next up we have a magnetic. So here it is unmagnetized in the bottle. This is cart jacked. And here is one coat I had sitting on the bar magnet. So you can see the cat eye magnetic pull there. That's just one coat. So we'll go ahead and get our second coat on. I'll show it to you real quick unmagnetized because it's absolutely stunning that way as well. And you definitely don't have to magnetize it if you don't want to. But once I get the second coat on, then I will throw it back over the magnet to dry and do its thing. So here it is, 2 coats unmagnetized. Again, absolutely beautiful, even without magnetizing it. But let me go ahead and get that on my magnet here to do what it needs to do. Next up, we have another magnetic. This is still from the Polish Problems collection. This is I Clearly Have a Type. Hi, Nails by Letitia. Happy Sunday. Thanks for popping in. All right, so we'll go ahead and get our second coat on this swatch stick. This is it in one coat. And you could see the cat eye pull there. So we'll get our second coat on here. I'll show it to you real quick unmagnetized. And then I will throw it off to the side on the magnet to do its thing. So here it is unmagnetized. Beautiful. Let me get it on the magnet, and then we will circle back to that one more time when it's dry. And I will show you guys what that pull looks like in 2 coats. All right, next up we have Driving Hazard. So here's our one coat so far. We'll get our second coat on there. I think I'm going to have to leave this one out on my desk. This is going to have to be one of my next manis. This is such a fun, unique color. I love it. Here it is, 2 coats. Absolutely beautiful. So unique. Nails by Letitia says that color is amazing. I love it. Same. That one is a really pretty one. All right. And then the last up in the Polish Problems collection, this is I Duped Myself, which is what I'm wearing in 2 coats. So we'll go ahead and get our second coat on the swatch stick. And I really wish my camera would pick up all the shifts on this one. You can see them in the bottle at the extreme angles. You see the gold and the green like on the sides. But that's very hard to capture. My camera just wants to pick up mainly the pink. Of course, there's the blue base. That's really only showing as much because it's a clear swatch stick. I mean, you can see on my nails, you cannot tell that that is a blue base. But there it is, 2 coats. You can kind of see on the sides, we pick up a little bit of that green gold shift, but it is definitely at extreme angles. So that was I duped myself. All right, now we'll quickly come through with our second coats on my collab mystery polishes that I got. This was Booty Call. It was originally from May Polish Pickup. So we'll go in with our second coat. And I'm going to just kind of move quickly through these on the second coats, just because technically they're really not available anymore. I mean, you always have the chance of possibly getting one of these if you order a mystery collab overpour polish from Jen & Barry's, but it's not guaranteed which one you will get. So I'm just going to kind of quickly move through these. Or you can always look through for a D-stash. So this is Ever So Mildly Radioactive. This was from January Polish Gamers box. So we'll go ahead and throw the second coat on here. This one is gorgeous. I am partial to my blues. Pretty much any blue. I'm going to love it. There it is in 2 coats. Okay, moving on. I've got 2 more of the collab polishes, and then we'll get into the Protos. And again, I'll move rather quickly through the Protos too, just because obviously those are not available. All right, this was originally from April's Little Box of Horrors. This is Not Okay to Touch. So we'll quickly get our second coat on there. I love this one. All right, here it is, 2 coats, Not Okay to Touch. Absolutely stunning. All right, then last up of the collab boxes here. Almost done, we're almost done. This was originally from April PPU, or Polish Pickup. This is Carved in Milestones. I'm intrigued to see what this looks like on the second coat. This is such a unique polish. I don't have any other like it. So this is another one I'm going to have to leave out and see what I can come up with for it. Just because it is so cool. All right, here it is, 2 coats, and you can see the scattered hollow picking up there. And then you get that beautiful gold shimmer. Such an interesting polish. All right. I really wish my camera would stop bouncing around and going out of focus. I apologize. I think YouTube just hates me. All right, coming through with our Protos here. So up first is P18. Again, I'm just going to kind of breeze through these really quickly. If you weren't here when I did first coats, I explained what these were all about and my naming process for them. Their names are not actually P18, P19, P20, so on and so forth. That is just the what I name them. They don't have names, they're prototypes. So you can pop back, in the video for that explanation if you need it. But here is P18. Again, I'm not going to spend too long on these because they are not available for purchase. And, I feel really bad if you like fall in love with one and then you're like, oh, but I can't even get it. You're so mean. So I'm just going to kind of try to briefly go through these guys here. Next up, we have P19. This one is actually a magnetic as well, which I didn't realize till I did the first coat. So here is the first coat, magnetized in the cat eye style. We'll go ahead and get our second coat on, and then I'm going to throw it off screen onto the magnet to dry and do its thing. But again, this polish is absolutely stunning, even unmagnetized. Here it is, 2 coats unmagnetized. It's beautiful. I love this. All right, let me get it on the magnet. Good. All right, next up, this is P20. So this is the first polish that I think I duped myself with this year for her. So number 1 of 3. Once I get this second coat on, we'll grab the other one and we will compare. And then you guys can tell me what you think, if I duped myself or not. Because in the bottle, it's pretty close. All right, so here is my prototype. And then here is the one that I duped myself with. So I'm pretty sure. So this was It's the Water, It's Freezing Cold. So we'll do that one on the left side. We'll do the prototype on the right. And let's compare. Let me just grab that swatch stick real quick and see how the swatch sticks look. Yep. Yeah. I definitely duped myself. So I just turned them around, but this is the proto, this is the water. It's the water, it's freezing cold. I definitely duped myself. You know what? But that's okay. That is okay because it is beautiful and I will use it. And now I have a backup bottle. The worst part I will say, though, about it is I bought them at the same time. I literally bought them at the same time. So I had them both in my hand at the same time and did not notice that I had duped myself. It is what it is. All right, next up we have P21. So we'll go ahead and get our second coat on there real quick. Keep moving right along here. We're almost done. Just a few left. All right, here is 2 coats. Excuse the little hair at the end of my swatch stick. Occupational hazard in my house. I do have pets that their fur likes to follow me everywhere. That is P21. All right, next up here is another that I think I duped myself with. So this one is P22. Let's go ahead and get our second coat on, and then we will compare. But I'm pretty sure this is one I already have that I didn't realize that I was duping when I grabbed this one. All right, so here it is in 2 coats. So again, this is my prototype P22. And the polish that I'm pretty sure I duped it with. This is Lucid Dreams, which was May 2025 Shima's Custom. So you can see in the bottle. Now this one I'm not entirely sure because I feel like the base is just slightly different. So let's compare. This side is Lucid Dreams. This side is my prototype. Nope. Nope, I think I was just trying to convince myself that I did not dupe myself 3 times. Well, maybe that, no. No. I'm pretty sure I duped myself. Yep. We're going to call it. But that's okay. Because again, they're very pretty, and I will not complain about having a secondary bottle of that. All right, we're almost there. We got 5 left here. So next up is P23. Here it is in the bottle. Let's go ahead and get our second coat on. This is another really interesting color. I don't think I have any others like this one either. Because it's almost like a sheer wine color base. And then it's got all that beautiful blue shimmer. Like you can see the base really good there. And then it's all that scattered hollow. And then this beautiful blue shimmer. It's gorgeous. Definitely an interesting color. All right, next up we have our little bottle. We're starting our little bottles here. So this is P24. Let's see how this does on the second coat. I feel like on the nails, this would need 3 to build up to opacity. Or have an undie, like some kind of blurring base coat, I think would be helpful. But I always stop at 2 on my swatch sticks. Oh, so now that doesn't look too bad. It really, well, maybe 2 coats would be good because this is a clear swatch stick, so it is more see-through-y than natural nails, obviously. Oh, okay. I think maybe 2 coats would do it for us. All right, next up we have P25, which is the third dupe that I did to myself at her table at PBE. So I ended up grabbing this one in my haste of trying not to hold up the line. And it matches another prototype that I got from her on Black Friday. Not that I'm complaining. I grabbed it. I obviously like the shade. I just think it's funny that I have never duped myself before. And then all of a sudden I did it 3 times in one fell swoop with the same maker. Granted, it was all in the protos. Like, I didn't knowingly buy the same shade. Like, it was a prototype. They're unlabeled, unnamed. I obviously like the color, so I grabbed it. It is what it is. All right. Next up, we have P26. I really wish my camera would stop jumping in and out of focus. I don't know how to fix that because I really don't know how YouTube works. I am not familiar with it. I'm gonna have to putz around and see if I can figure out how to get it to stop doing that. All right, here is 2 coats of P26. Absolutely stunning. All right, last one. Here is P27. And this is the last polish I have for tonight. We made it. I knew this was going to be a really long one. Again, I apologize, but I always get a lot from the Jen and Barry's table at PBE. Typically, I walk away from her table with at least 30 polishes. I am close to that. I didn't actually count, but I am close to the 30 polish mark from her again this year. So obviously swatching through 30 polishes takes a little while. Here is the last one. This is 2 coats of P27. But I appreciate everyone who has popped in and out, hung out with me for a little bit tonight. Again, anyone watching on replay, thank you so much. So let's just go back through real quick. So this was, I'm going to show off the magnetics now that they're dry in 2 coats. This was Cart Jacked from the Polish Problems collection. So there it is, Cat Eye in 2 coats. That is available on her website still. And then also from the Polish Problems collection, this is I Clearly Have a Type. There it is, 2 coats in Cat Eye style. Again, this whole collection is available on the website. And then last up, this one is not available. I'm sorry, it was a prototype that I picked up. I am just calling it P19. And I did not even realize it was a magnetic till I went to do the first coat. But there it is, 2 coats in the Cat Eye style. All right, y'all. That is it for me for tonight. I know that was a lot, so I say that's it like it was only 2 or 3. We did 30 polishes tonight. So I am going to go upstairs and probably pass out because that was a lot. I'm going to get some water first because I realized halfway through I didn't bring my water down with me. So I'm a little parched right now. But I hope you guys all enjoy what's left of your night tonight. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you again next week for another Sunday Night Swatching. Take care, y'all.